Hello and welcome to the British Book Guy. What's this video? The wrap up? No, that was the last video. The book haul. So if you remember, in the month of January, I was poor, so I didn't buy any books, and that really killed me. So I went out and I bought a lot of books. I say a lot of books, I bought 5. I don't know if that does constitute a lot. So let's go through these in order. So the first book was, I just finished The Bone Clocks, and I loved it, and I wanted to read more David Mitchell. So I went out and bought Black Swan Green, which is kind of like a coming of age story, I think, and I do like coming of age stories, and I really want to see how Mitchell would handle that setting, because there are aspects of The Bone Clocks which kind of worked into a coming of age section that I really enjoyed. The very beginning of the novel, the girl was 16, and I really enjoyed that, so I thought it'd be really nice to read a full-length novel, kind of a full-length young adult novel, or featuring a young adult character in Mitchell's fantastic writing style, which I absolutely adored, so that. In December, after Christmas, I splashed out, but the one book that I never got that I really meant to was Ishiguro's The Remains of a Day. I've read Never Let Me Go and I've read The Buried Giant, and I really liked them. Well, I absolutely adored Never Let Me Go. I still think about that from time to time. That's how amazing that book was. And this is meant to also be fantastic. How to pick this up? I'm getting through Ishiguro quite well, so if you heard a buzzing, that was my phone, but we'll ignore that for the sake of professionalism. So, professionalism, he says, as he films with his lamp on his bed. Yeah, and it's a winner of a Booker Prize, so, you know, we can go right. A lot of people have said this is fantastic and amazing, and that. A little while ago, I bought For Whom the Bell Tolls, but what I really wanted to buy was The Sun Also Rises, which is meant to be, you know, Hemingway's best book. And this sounds a bit more interesting than For Whom the Bell Tolls as well, to me anyway. So, it's also a very little book, so it shouldn't take me too long to read, which is always a bonus, because I can get more books done in my wrap-up. Yeah, I've never read Hemingway. I've got 2 of his books now, which I will read at some point, I do promise. This sounds really good, really interesting. Obviously, I've heard only ever good things about Hemingway. You know who Hemingway is. If you're American, you've almost definitely read him. So, I'm really excited to be getting into that and reading all of that. And then Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. So, I did this in the wrap-up because I bought this and read it straight away because I didn't want to wait, and it only took me a few days to read, so that's fantastic. So, as I said there, I'm not going to say too much, I'm just going to direct you to that video where I talked about it more. Kind of similar to The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, set in India, about a man who kind of isn't happy with his life and he wants more, and he wants to go and find all this knowledge that he doesn't possess. I love this presenting. This is how I present now, crossing myself and whoosh out. I'm going to look back on this and think, you bloody idiot, stop doing that now, you look stupid. I really liked this book, so I did read it. You know, it was recommended to me by a good friend, the friend who gave me 100 Years of Solitude by Marquez, so I trust her judgment, and she didn't let me down this time. And finally, a book that I have been after for a very long time, but never got around to buying, Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig. I wasn't quite sure what this was, but as you can see, I've read a bit of it, and it's a bit heavier than I thought it was going to be. But that kind of really works in his favour, because the book is phenomenal and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm about a quarter of the way through. I'm not reading this very fast because I'm reading To the Lighthouse at the same time, so really glad I bought this. I really liked his last book, The Humans, or the last book that I read. I don't know if that is his last book. Yeah, I see this, a friend of mine had read this, and I know a different friend to the other friend, and I trust her judgment as well. I steal a lot of my book recommendations from her, and I was really happy to get this, and it is a really fantastic book, and I really do recommend this just from the quarter of the book that I've read. It does deal with quite a heavy topic, and it's a very personal book, which gives it a really nice kind of personal autobiographical edge to it. You know it's not fiction, you know you're not reading it like this author's trying to make it up. You're reading it knowing that the author actually went through this. It's about depression, and he actually went through this depression, and everything he's describing it kind of happens as he describes it, so it's very realistic. At times kind of gritty, I'm finding, but you never doubt him. I think that's really good. You never doubt that this isn't real, so it gives a really harrowing edge to depression, seeing it from a completely different lens to however else you've seen it. He's got a real fantastic view on depression and how it's seen throughout society. The book tackles a lot not just how he personally tackled depression, but how society views depression and what we as a society could be doing better to deal with mental health in general and depression. And that is a really good. So it's not like just about him, it's also about how we as the world really view it and what we should be doing about it, because we're not doing enough about it. So it's like a call to arms, and that is another fantastic reason to get this novel and to read this novel. So I really, really, really recommend this. And end of the video dance. No. That's the end of the video. I hope you... I've got nothing else to say actually. This has been a very short video, which is nice because it takes me less time to edit. And I always said I wanted to keep my videos short, and that has not worked out in the least. So, if leave a like if you liked this video. Leave a like if you liked this video. Third time lucky. I can't do my outro right. Leave a like if you liked. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. I absolutely love hearing what you want to say. I have replied to every comment that I've been able to. And I will see you next video, guys. Thanks for watching.